Between rising tuition and everyday expenses, the pressure to generate cash is intense. But for millions of students, every working hour feels like time draining away from what they are actually paying to do, study. Open any social feed, and you're bombarded with promises of overnight wealth, demanding total devotion. Attempting to follow these chaotic models puts your primary investment, your education, at serious risk. When students treat work as a scheduled block, 64% maintain or improve grades. This structured schedule acts as a forcing function, eliminating procrastination to optimize every study minute. 10 hours is the minimum needed to see professional growth, while exceeding 15 hours erodes required deep work time. Finding sustainability means operating strictly within that 10 to 15-hour sweet spot. Choosing the right path isn't about finding the highest possible payout. It's about analyzing the specific friction profile of the work and how it fits your life. A friction profile measures 3 constraints: the upfront skill barrier to start, the flexibility of your schedule, and the delay before getting paid. Active, low-barrier income converts an hour of work into a fixed payment, capping earnings. Conversely, scalable income decouples time from money, but requires massive upfront unpaid labor. Achieving balance means assessing your coursework and matching the correct friction profile to your immediate needs. This quadrant chart maps opportunities by skill barrier and income predictability. For students who need cash immediately without specialized training, the bottom left quadrant is the entry point. Here, microtasks on platforms like user testing generate between $50 and $300 a month. Microtasks offer schedule flexibility and instant payouts, but low hourly rates and no professional skills for a resume. Virtual assistance is more predictable. By managing basic administrative work 10 hours a week, students consistently earn between $300 and $1,500 monthly. These low-friction methods solve short-term financial stress, but they keep you in a direct time-for-money loop. The moment you stop working, the income vanishes. You can move past basic task work by repurposing the academic knowledge you are already developing in your degree. Look back at the chart. Online tutoring plots high on predictability and shifts right for a moderate skill barrier. By using your major to help others on platforms like Wyzant or Chegg, you can command $15 to $60 per hour. This creates a more efficient cash flow, and because you're explaining your own subject matter, it doubles as reinforced study time for your own exams. The trade-off is a lack of flexibility. Unlike microtasks, tutoring requires you to be available on a client's schedule, which can interfere with your own study blocks if not managed carefully. Online tutoring is the most effective bridge for students. It maximizes your hourly rate while using your work time to support your academic momentum. This matrix breaks down the transition to building scalable assets, models separating income from daily labor. The social media column shows a heavy upfront requirement. Generating revenue requires consistently publishing content until reaching an audience of over 10,000 followers. Reaching that level of engagement means brands will pay anywhere from $100 to over $1,000 for a single promotional post. However, this creates a permanent platform dependency. Stop producing new content, the algorithm hides your work, and revenue dries up in days. While social media influence offers a very high income ceiling, it demands constant, ongoing labor to keep the asset productive. The second class is digital product sales, creating items like templates or study guides once, selling them repeatedly. The upfront cost is extreme. You'll spend hundreds of hours designing and listing a high-quality product before seeing a single sale. But once the product is live, it becomes true passive income. A $20 template that sells 50 times a month generates $1,000 with zero additional labor on your part. The risks are a high failure rate for new products and the absolute necessity of mastering search engine optimization on sites like Etsy or Gumroad to keep customers coming in. Digital products provide true passive leverage, but they are only an option if you can afford to work for free for several months while you build the asset. Choosing the right path isn't about picking the most popular method. It's about mapping the work to your current financial needs and your personality. This decision tree starts with the primary filter. Do you need money this week? If you need immediate stress relief, go strictly to active income, like tutoring or virtual assistance. You trade the potential for long-term scale for the certainty of a paycheck. If you have a financial runway and can wait for payment, move to the second filter. Do you want to be the public face of a brand? Natural extroverts should focus on building a social media audience. For those who prefer to work quietly in the background, building digital products offers a more sustainable, private path to scale. To reach the earning levels reported in 2026, you have to acknowledge that none of this happens overnight. During your first 3 to 6 months, you should expect to earn only 30 to 50% of the target ranges we've discussed. Income potential usually quadruples once you've optimized your workflow, but that only happens if you are willing to push through the slow, low-paying early stages. These efforts compound over time. What starts as a small weekly commitment eventually grows into a self-sustaining financial system. Treat your chosen method as a strategic investment. When managed with discipline, a side hustle will fund your education rather than competing with it.